And we're back here on Titans Talk, breaking down the big win yesterday in Miami. Titans now 2-3. Next up, the winless Browns coming to Nissan Stadium on Sunday. Kickoff at noon over on the mothership, NewsChannel 5. Make sure to check it out. Titans try and get back to 500. Try to get on a roll. First winning streak since 2013 if they can beat Cleveland on Sunday. Phone lines open, 737-7767. We go back to the phones now. Bruce has been kind enough to wait around for a bit. Bruce, we appreciate that, and it is your turn.
All right. Hey, Steve. Good show as usual.
Thank you.
Question, I guess my point is, yes, they look good against Miami. We should beat Cleveland. If the proof's going to be we can beat Jacksonville or, the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Our problem's always been scoring points. Last 8-10 years, not being able to score points. We've got a good defense, but I don't know how they're going to correct that problem.
Yeah, I think that's the worry. This is a team that was averaging just over 15 points a game before yesterday when they exploded, so to speak, to get up to 30. That will be the problem. And again, I think that's why you can't expect to get in a shootout against the best teams. They've got to play the game they played yesterday. And some days you're going to click on all cylinders and maybe have a big performance. But for the most part, you're trying to shorten the games. You're going to try and control the clock. 36 minutes time of possession yesterday. They had 30 more plays than the Dolphins. That's the type of game that they want to play, where they control the clock, they shorten the game, so to speak.
The really good teams like the Packers and that. But, hey, I just want to wait. There is one other Tennessee team that plays Saturday. The Tennessee Volunteers are going to beat Alabama.
Oh, yeah. You're going to call the shot right here, huh?
Yeah, buddy.
Okay. I like that. Look, Tennessee has been incredibly impressive so far this year and everything that they have done. So impressive that even losing Saturday in double overtime, I think they won a lot of people over. With the fight that they showed on the road against a top 10 team, 7 turnovers. That's just fluky. It's not good football, but it's also just fluky at some point. When you have 7 of them, many of them in plus territory going in for potential scoring drives, and yet you figure out a way to get back and force a game into overtime and double overtime only to lose. To me, it was impressive, and I think the Associated Press poll voters agreed, because Tennessee is still number 9 this week after losing that game to Texas A&M. So a lot of people impressed by that. And Alabama coming to town this weekend, we'll see. We'll see what the Crimson Tide has to offer in Knoxville, and we'll see if the Vols can rise up and protect home field and finally end that streak against Alabama as well. It'll be a big game because, by the way, whatever happened to that LSU-Florida game, that is on the SEC, it is on Florida, it is on everybody, that they did not figure out a way to play that game someday, somehow over this weekend. And now who knows what they're going to do, how they're going to figure it out, but they need to figure out a way to play that game. We'll talk about that, I'm sure, much more coming up tomorrow night on Sportsline here on News Channel 5+. But back to Titans talk tonight, 737-7767. Phone lines now open after this one. Let's recap the game from yesterday and go to our Sport Ortho locker room report from Miami after the game, getting in the locker room where the Titans basically laid down, this is exactly how we want to play. Today we did it, and look at the results. When John Robinson and Mike Mularkey were hired, this is what they envisioned. General manager and head coach building a roster that would play complementary football. And that blueprint was on display Sunday here in the South Florida Heat. A physical offense and a ferocious defense wearing down the Dolphins in a 30-17 win.
This is what we talk about, playing complementary football. We get a turnover, they score, they drive it, we get back on the field 3 and out. So, when we're playing like that, we're going to be hard to beat.
We want to complement each other. We gave up a big play on the return. Other than that, I thought they played pretty darn well.
The Titans set the tone from the start. DeMarco Murray gashing the Dolphins over and over, rushing for 121 yards behind a motivated offensive line.
They like running the football, like most offensive lines do. But I just think they took it a little bit of a challenge, kind of got wind that DeMarco Murray was going to get shut down today. So it took a little bit of a challenge.
I think that was a big motivator for us. Just we're going to pound the ball and we're going to keep pounding, and you can see what happens when we get motivated and keep it going.
It takes all 11 guys, the coaching staff, to put together a great game plan. And I think today we're on just running the ball. Marcus did a great job breaking a couple runs for us. Derek came in and did a good job for us as well.
235 rushing yards opened things up for Marcus Mariota's biggest game of the season. The second-year quarterback threw for 3 touchdowns and ran for another, and most importantly, directed the Titans' first turnover-free performance in 22 games.
It's important to get one of those under your belt. Where you're not turning the ball over, you're not putting the defense in bad situations. It's good to get a win like this. It's good to score points the way that we did.
He took what the defense was giving us. Good decision making. He did a great job of that.
And the defense once again did its job. Derek Morgan, Jarrell Casey, and Brian Arakpo each sacked Ryan Tannehill twice, harassing him into 2 interceptions as the Titans held the Dolphins to just 200 total yards of offense.
We focused on finishing, we focused on tackling and starting fast, and we just wanted to finish the game and try to play as dominant as we could.
Today is just a taste of what we can be, and as long as we continue to put it all together in every phase, we can continue to win games.
This is exactly what we've been preaching since day one, but the thing about it is we want to carry this over. We don't want this to be a one-time thing and then we resort back to our old self. So we want to make sure we build off this win like this where everybody's complimenting each other.
The win gets the Titans to 2-3 ahead of a 3-game homestand and the opportunity to build some momentum. Mariota called Sunday's victory a good start, but cautioned there's still plenty of things to correct, saying we just have to take it one day at a time and get better for next week. In Miami, Steve Lehman, News Channel 5 Sports. And look at that, I'm back in the studio now. Great trip down there. The Titans obviously in a good mood yesterday in the locker room because of the win. We will get to one of those guys who had a great day down there coming up after the break. Plus, much more here on Titans Talk. Stay with us here on News Channel 5 Plus.